I was staying with a friend of his named Beth and her husband Christopher, and they were in their new house that they'd recently bought and moved into. And it's a cool house, a great spot. But it had one quirk, is that there were just electrical switches everywhere. Light switches, I mean. Every time we turned around, there was another light switch. The bank of four, bank of three, one just hanging out by the bathroom. There was a light switch both in and just outside the bathroom, and they controlled different lights in the bathroom. Whoever built the house had really thought that they needed to control the lighting on a micro scale. And at some point, that would be fine, but for now, they were still figuring out how to even turn things on and off. Ollie was just going to sleep on the couch. There were a bunch of friends staying over, and Ollie's pretty, easy to please as far as beds are concerned, so he was just going to sleep on the couch. And they could not, for the life of them, figure out how to turn off one of the lights. It was a light that was in kind of the corner by the fireplace. It was like a sconce, like a thing on the wall. And just one bulb, really, but they couldn't figure out, they'd figured out how to lower the curtains. They got that sorted out. They turned off the kitchen light, the bathroom light, playroom light, hall light, upstairs hall light. They'd figured out the bedroom lights a couple of weeks ago when they first moved in, but this one light, at least right now, they could not find the right switch. So both of the couple that, lived there were looking around, flipping switches back and forth. Some of the other friends that were staying there were flipping light switches back and forth. In fact, there was kind of so much flipping of light switches back and forth that Ollie was pretty sure they were, working at cross purposes, because sometimes you can have a situation where you have one light controlled by multiple switches. By 2 switches, 3 switches, even 4 switches sometimes, if you have a skilled enough electrician. But whatever they did, they could not get this silly light to turn off. And Ellie just wanted to go to bed. Everyone wanted to go to bed, really, but now they were sort of engaged in this puzzle of okay, where's the silly light switch? They went down to the basement and flipped switches. They went to the garage and flipped switches. They went into the laundry room and flipped switches. It was like they just couldn't figure it out. So as Beth and Christopher and their friends were all running around the house trying to find this silly switch, Ollie suddenly had an idea. And he realized that this problem, for now, didn't need to be as complex as they were making it. Because the real question for right that second was not what switch or switches operate this one particular troublesome sconce on the wall by the fireplace. That wasn't the question. The question really was, how can we turn off this light so that Ollie can go to sleep? And that was a simpler question. So while they were debating, arguing, flipping switches, Ollie went into the kitchen and he got himself a hot pad. He went over there and he climbed up the fireplace, reached over with the hot pad, and unscrewed the light bulb. And the light went off. And as soon as the light went off, everybody got quiet and looked over. And they saw Ollie standing there, kind of climbing his way down the fireplace. And everybody had a good laugh. And then everybody went off to bed. And with the lights off, and a good mystery, well, not quite solved, dealt with, they all had a good night's sleep. And that was the case of Ollie and the phantom light switch.